The 3 a.m. wake up. You're sound asleep and then you're not, staring at the ceiling at an hour with nothing on it but silence. For most of human history, sleep wasn't one solid 8-hour block. People slept in 2 segments, with an hour or so of quiet wakefulness in between, used for tending the fire, checking for danger, or just talking quietly in the dark before drifting off again. Old writings even described this middle gap as completely normal, an expected part of the night, rather than a problem to fix. That gap where you're suddenly, inexplicably awake isn't insomnia ruining your night. It's an ancient watch shift your brain still tries to schedule, even though there's no fire to tend and nothing outside but a parked car. The falling jolt. You're drifting off, completely relaxed, and suddenly your whole body jerks like you tripped down a step that wasn't there. There's a theory about this that's almost too perfect. Your ancestors slept in trees. As your muscles relax for sleep, your brain briefly misreads that relaxation as actually falling and panics, firing your muscles awake, just in case you're about to drop out of a branch 40 feet up. You're not falling. You're running old tree-dwelling software in a queen-size bed, and some part of your brain still wants to catch you before you hit the forest floor. Hotel room insomnia. The pillows are better, and the room is dead silent. Your brain doesn't fully power down in unfamiliar places. One side stays slightly more alert than the other, scanning for anything out of place. At home, your brain has already decided this space is safe, so it lets its guard all the way down. In a hotel room, a tent, anywhere new, part of you is still on watch duty because for most of human history, a new environment meant unknown threats, unmapped exits, and zero information about what might be sharing that space with you. You're not a bad sleeper. You're a cautious one. And by the second night, once your brain's done its inspection, you'll usually sleep fine. Notice the pattern yet? Every glitch so far has the exact same cause. A brain still defending a campsite that hasn't existed in 30,000 years. It only gets stranger from here. Sleep paralysis. This one's the scariest. You're awake, you can see your room clearly. You cannot move a single muscle. And sometimes you feel like something is in the room with you. Across nearly every culture in recorded history, people describe this exact experience the same way. A dark figure, a weight on the chest, something watching from the corner. What's actually happening is a timing glitch. Your brain paralyzes your body during dream sleep so you don't physically act out your dreams. And occasionally that paralysis lingers for a few seconds after you've woken up. Your mind is still half dreaming while your eyes are wide open, which is exactly why it fills the room with hallucinated shapes. It's not a ghost, it's your ancient dream lockdown system running a few seconds longer than it's supposed to. Nightmares. As awful as they feel in the moment, your brain might actually be doing you a favor. One leading idea is that dreaming, especially the frightening kind, exists to let you rehearse danger inside a completely safe simulation. Being chased, falling, losing someone. Your brain runs these scenarios at night so your actual fear response gets a little practice without any real risk attached. Ancient humans who mentally rehearse danger, even just in their sleep, may have reacted a beat faster when real danger actually showed up. That nightmare about being chased isn't your brain being cruel to you for fun, it's running a fire drill. Sleepwalking and night terrors. Someone is technically still asleep but sitting up talking, sometimes walking around with their eyes wide open, occasionally having a full conversation they won't remember in the morning. This happens when your brain gets stuck between deep sleep and waking, with the part that controls movement waking up faster than the part that controls awareness. It looks like a malfunction, but it might be the leftover of a genuinely useful ancient feature. A brain that could partially wake the body to react to danger, like a sound just outside the cave without fully waking the conscious mind first. Extremely useful if something's prowling nearby. Far less useful when it just means you're found standing in the kitchen at 4 a.m. for reasons nobody, including you, can explain in the morning. Sleeping better with someone else in the house, even if they're just on the couch instead of actually next to you, and why an empty house at night somehow feels louder than a full one. For nearly all of human history, sleeping completely alone was rare and mildly dangerous. Groups slept together because more sleeping bodies meant more ears and eyes that might startle awake if something approached camp. Your brain still treats company as a safety signal. A trusted presence nearby quietly tells your nervous system it's allowed to drop its guard and sleep deeply. An empty house, even a perfectly safe one, doesn't send that same all clear. So part of you stays just a little bit on watch, listening for footsteps that almost certainly aren't coming. Waking up right before your alarm. Your internal clock can actually anticipate a stressful event, like an early wake up, by quietly releasing a small burst of stress hormone shortly before the expected time. Ancient humans who could anticipate sunrise, a hunt, or an approaching threat, and be alert right before it happened, had a real survival edge. Your body's still running that exact same anticipation system today. It just doesn't know the stressful event waiting for you is a phone alarm and not a predator. Post-wake-up confusion. You genuinely don't know where you are, what day it is, or why your heart is pounding, even though nothing's actually wrong. Your brain has two separate jobs when something startles you out of sleep. Get your body ready to react, and figure out what's actually happening. The first one happens almost instantly. The second one lags behind by several seconds. That gap exists because a body that can move the moment it's needed is more useful than a body that waits to fully understand the situation first. Reacting fast and figuring out the details later kept your ancestors alive through plenty of nights where hesitation was the more dangerous option. You're not confused because something's wrong with you. You're just running the action-first half of a system that hasn't caught up with the thinking half yet. Lying awake, exhausted, but unable to switch off. Your mind won't stop running through everything that could go wrong tomorrow. Falling asleep requires your brain to genuinely believe nothing dangerous is happening right now. For most of human history, that belief was earned, not assumed. A mind that stayed slightly alert during uncertain situations instead of dropping straight into deep sleep was a mind that noticed the fire dying down or a sound at the edge of camp in time to do something about it. So when you're stressed about a deadline or a conversation that went badly, your ancient threat scanner reads that stress as a live situation requiring vigilance, not a thought you can simply set down. It keeps you half on guard precisely when you most want to switch off because as far as it's concerned, switching off during a threat is the one mistake it was built never to make. Contagious yawning. You see someone yawn, you yawn back. Your dog might even yawn at you in return like it's somehow your fault. One theory is that yawning worked as a synchronizing signal inside groups, a quiet way of telling everyone nearby that it's getting late, you should be too, helping the whole group wind down and stand watch in shifts around the same time. It's a 30,000-year-old group chat message, and apparently your brain still can't help replying to it, even in a work meeting where the timing could not be worse. So the next time your leg jerks you awake at midnight or you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. for no reason, remember none of it is your body failing you. It's your body running code that kept actual ancestors alive long enough for you to exist at all. The hardware never got the update. The world around it just changed completely, and nobody told your nervous system the cave is gone, the fire's optional, and the only predator left is your own alarm clock. You're not broken, and you're definitely not alone in